Hello, thank you for calling Safe Haven of Tarrant County. This is Denise. How can I help you?
Hi, my name is Denise Ruiz. I am the Hotline Coordinator and I am in charge of overseeing the Hotline department. My department consists of 3 people plus myself, so we're all answering the hotline. The hotline is 24/7. We usually get most of our calls from 9 to 5. That's usually when the client's callers are at work, and so that is the safest time for them to actually be able to speak to someone about their situation and be able to get help. I once had a caller that had recently started dating a guy that was previously in the military, and he had access to a bunch of guns. I think they had just been dating for like 2 months. Right from the start, he became controlling and he physically assaulted her and was threatening to kill her. She wasn't taking it serious, but he showed up at her house and was being very aggressive. She called the police. The police was able to remove him. I believe there was a protective order, but he was still messaging her, trying to intimidate her. So basically he was threatening her with showing up to the apartment and that he had just bought a new gun. So in a way it was kind of like him threatening her, even though he wasn't necessarily saying like he was gonna hurt her. So she's like, I just don't want him to show up. I don't know what to do. So it was in a sense like she didn't know she was really like in a serious situation. So I had to safety plan with her. So I had to let her know, like, I know you're calling just to kind of know more about our services, but I'm actually really concerned for your safety. And I think that you should come to shelter because you recently started dating him. Things have already escalated. It has gotten physical. A client that is experiencing verbal and emotional abuse, I may start to safety plan along the lines of, if they're wanting to leave that abusive relationship, is to, hey, have you created a bank account? I suggest like, hey, like if when you go to the grocery store, putting some money aside, so if you don't use all the money as her personal savings, and that way they have some money in case they do need to leave in an emergency. It looks different for everybody, but that's usually my starting point. And then of course I also go into how can you safely leave the home. So some things to keep in mind is, for example, if the abuser's used to blocking the front door and the back door, is if things start to escalate, where do I go? How do I safely get out of the house? So one thing that I like to mention is like, is there a safe room where you can safely exit through the window and then have an extra pair of keys hidden somewhere outside and she's able to grab the keys and go. Those are things that I think of is literally out of the box because you never really know. There's different things that go into play. And so I think what's important is that once we speak with the client, know her situation, get familiar with what she's going through, then we're able to go from there and safety plan depending on her situation. So everything is tailored to the client. I think what's most rewarding for me as a hotline coordinator is seeing those clients that we have approved for shelter go to shelter, get the services that they're needing, and also come out and come into our Fort Worth Resource Center and receive furthermore services. So that can look like they were approved for our housing program, which is our safe living program, or the clients have successfully found an apartment and they're wanting counseling services or they're wanting legal services. But seeing them succeed in anything that they are needing is very fulfilling because it reminds me of like that initial phone call and then now the person that they are. So I have been lucky enough to experience the beginning process of taking that call, but also in case management, seeing how those clients progress and succeed in life.